we're going to do a little bit of this together. You're going to do a little bit of this on your own. We're going to kind of take turns. Just because I spread them out a lot. So it's not homework. We're doing it together.
But there's so many.
Right? You have 2 homeworks. Right?
So many.
Well, how long have you had them for? Okay. So, you have a quiz tomorrow.
No, thank you.
Yes?
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Okay, so the goal for today is to make sure that you know when to use USub, when to not use USub. Okay, and then we'll look at a couple of trickier ones. Alexa, let's not play Candy Crush. Okay, so look at number 2. There's one just like number 2 on your quiz tomorrow. What do you do if there's also one like this on your homework, something? Okay, you could circle it, sure. And then what would you do?
Find you.
Okay, sometimes you find you. If it's absolute value, you can't integrate it by hand. What do? You don't have a calculator tomorrow.
What?
Because you could just type in all the answers and get the answers.
I guess.
Right? What do you do? None of you know? Yes, a graph. Okay, when it is absolute value, your only option is to graph. Okay? So, okay, the shape is a V. If it's got a -1 on the inside of the bars, which way do you shift?
Right.
To the right one. Good. So up, up. Remember, the only way, I think this was the class that we got confused that one time, the only way your V opens down is if there is a minus outside of the bars. Okay, so if the minus is inside, that does not flip it. Okay, then from here, we're going to shade our graph from where to where? 0 to 8.
You just find the area.
Okay, you are going to have to find the area. Now, here's the problem. Okay, you need to know how tall those triangles are. And since we don't have a grid, we're not going to rise over run, okay, like a pretty little graph. So how do you know the heights? You plug in the numbers. Very good. So if I were to plug in 0, there's one literally just like this on your quiz tomorrow. You would plug in 0. Okay, what is the absolute value of 0 minus 1? 1. Then this is 0, 1. That's how tall the triangle is. Okay, then for my second triangle, I would be plugging in 8. So I would do the absolute value of 8 minus 1. What is that? So this is 8, 7. Okay? Then from there, you'll find the areas of your triangles. You'll add them up. So this triangle right here is going to be 1/2 base times height. What's my base? What's my height?
1.
1 times 1, half of that is 1/2. Okay, plus. Second triangle, 1/2 base times base. What's my base? Is it 8? I'm sorry? Oh, it's not negative. Sorry. I don't know why. Okay, what is my base? Is it 8 for the second triangle?
No.
7. Okay, remember from 1 to 8 is a distance of 7. And then my y value here, when I plugged in 8, I also got 7. So 7 times 7 is 49. I want half of 49. Now, an easier way to write that would be 1/2 plus 49 halves, which is how much? What is 1/2 plus 49 halves? What? 50 halves. Oh, you did say that? I thought you said 14 halves. I was like, what? Okay, and then 50 halves is the same as 25. Okay, take a look at number 4. Okay, you've been looking at lots of USub this week, but some of the ones on your quiz tomorrow don't have USub. So look at number 4. Is that a USub problem? No. What would you do instead? You would separate it. Very good. Remember, if there's only one thing on the bottom, you split. So I would rewrite this as x squared over x cubed minus 4 over x cubed. Okay, you would split. Okay, hi. Yes, thank you. Okay, what would I simplify that first one to? 1 over x, okay, that's correct. And then for my second one, how would I simplify that? Perfect, 4x to the minus 3, good job. Okay, then from there you do your antiderivative. Yes, sir?
Why couldn't you have done you said?
Because if you pick your u sub, just nothing, it doesn't cross out, right? And it ends up...
Oh yeah, because there's nothing on the bottom, right? Just
Well, so if you pick your u to be 3x, or x cubed, your du is 3x squared. So you end up with an x squared on the bottom, but that can't cross out with this x squared because it's an x squared minus 4. So remember, x squared and x squared minus 4, those can't cross out with each other. Okay, good question. Okay, so what would the antiderivative of that be? Okay, ln absolute value x. And then what about the second term? Add 1, it'd be x to the negative 2, and then I divide by negative 2, I get plus 2. Very good. Now, I'm going to do one more step on that, and I'm going to rewrite it like this. Okay, this is optional. You don't have to do it if you don't want to, but 2 over x squared. Okay, just because to me that looks a little bit better. Okay? Then from there, I'm plugging in 2 and 1. Capital F of 2 is going to be the ln of 2 plus 2 over 2 squared. So that would be, I'm going to write it directly above it, the ln of 2 plus what? What is 2 over 2 squared the same as? A half. Very good. Okay, then on the bottom, capital F of 1 is the ln of 1 plus 2 over 1 squared. Well, 1 squared is just 1, 2 over 1 is 2, so that'd be the ln of 1 plus 2. Okay, what do I do with those two guys? Subtract. So you'd have the ln of 2 plus a half minus the ln of 1 plus a half. Okay, what did I write incorrectly here? You have to put parentheses because I'm not only minusing the ln 1, I'm minusing the ln 1 and the half. Or I'm sorry, that wasn't a half, that was a 2. Sorry, I wrote that wrong. This should be a 2, yeah? Okay, then from there, what is the ln of 1? Do you remember? So really, that's the ln of 2 plus a half, and then minus 2. Okay, 2 is the same as 4 halves. So I'm going to rewrite that as 4 over 2. And then what is a half minus 4 halves? Minus 3 halves. Yeah? Okay? Remember that the ln of 1 is always 0. Got it? Okay, I'm going to give you a couple minutes to do, actually let's do one more and then I'll give you more to do. So you're going to do 1 and 2 on your own. Okay, turn the page. And then we're going to do number, no, I don't really want to do any of those. We'll do number 11. Go to number 11. Okay, you are asked to find the average value of x squared, square root x cubed plus 1. Okay, so how do you find, you just took a quiz over this, or test over this, how do you find average value? Okay, it's 1 over b minus a, integral a to b of f of x dx, right? It's a formula. Now, some of y'all on your test are leaving the a's and the b's in. Stop doing that. Use the a's and the b's here. What's my interval? 0 to 2. So I want to use those numbers. Don't write the generic. That doesn't count as showing your work. Now, if you put it generic and then with the numbers plugged in, that's fine. But if you're going to pick one, you have to do the one with the real numbers. Okay, so it would be 1 over 2 minus 0, integral 0 to 2, x squared, x cubed plus 1, dx. Okay, and then when I find my average value, I'm going to have to use what method? U sub. Okay? So, take a look at it. What would I pick as my U here?
x3 plus 1. X cubed plus 1.
Yep. Okay, then what's my du dx? What would the derivative of that be? 3x squared plus 1 goes away because it's a constant. You're taking a derivative. Okay, then I move my dx up, and I move my 3x squared down. So it'd be like that. Okay? Then we're going to rewrite our integral. If it's 1 over 2 minus 0, that's the same as just 1 over 2. Integral. I have my x squared here in the front. I have my square root u here. And then my dx is now a du over 3x squared. What's going to happen with your x squareds? Okay, they always have to cancel out. That's good. I have a 3 left over. Is it a 3 halves in the front?
No.
No, it's a 1/2 times a 1/3 in the front. What's that going to be? A 1/6. Very good. Okay, then I have the integral of square root u du. Now, we learned this yesterday. What do you have to change once the x's are gone?
The interval.
Your interval, your endpoints. Very good. And the way that you find the new ones is you plug in right here. Okay, so if this was a 2 on the top, what will it be now on the top? 2 cubed is 8, plus 1 is 9.
Can you do that for every single U sub one?
Uh-huh.
Is it going to ask us to differentiate between a long-term?
Yes, and we'll look at an example in a second of when you have what that would look like. Okay, bottom endpoint was a 0. So if I do 0 plus 1, I get 1. Now, I'm going to rewrite my integral one more time before I do the antiderivative. So if it's square root u, that's really u to the what? What the heck is going on out there? Okay, so do your antiderivative. Okay, little bit of fractions, but it was just like the one on your test. So you're going to add 1 and then divide. What is u to the 1/2 plus 1? U to the what now? Just the fraction for the exponent. What would it be? Okay? So it would be u to the 3 over 2. And then if I want to divide by 3 over 2, I'm going to put a 2/3 in the front. But I already had a 1/6. Okay? Okay, I'm going to reduce that fraction before I plug in my endpoints. So on top, 1 times 2 is 2. 6 times 3 is 18. So if it's 2 over 18, that's the same as what? 1/9. And then it's u to the 3/2. Okay, then we're going to plug in capital F of 9 and capital F of 1. Capital F of 9 first is going to be 1/9. 9 to the 3, because that's the top, and then remember the bottom is the type of root. So if it's a 2, that's a square root. What's the square root of 9 here? 3, and what's 3 cubed? Okay, so I want 27/9. Now, can you reduce that to 3? Yes, but don't, because if these are both fractions, I want them to have the same bottom. So I'm going to leave it over 9 for now. Okay, then down here I'm plugging in a 1. That'd be a 9th square root 1 cubed, which is just a 9th. And then what do you do with those two endpoints? Subtract. So 27/9 minus 1/9 is 26/9. Which one is it? A. Very good. Okay. Number 10, I want you to just make a little quick correction on that. The intervals should both be -1 to 4. -1 to 4. Okay, so if you'll fix that for me. Now, if you're doing, notice it says to find the average value, what would you set up on your paper?
The formula.
Okay, the formula, which is what?
1 over b minus a.
Okay, so what are my numbers here? 1 over 4 minus -1, right? And then integral -1 to 4. And then f of x. Now, we don't have an equation for this one. How are you going to do it instead? If you have a graph area. Now, keep in mind that if some of your area is above and some of your area is below, you're going to have to do some subtracting there. Okay? Remember, you'll use area here and then area here. We need to do that one, or are we good? Good? Okay. Number 9, this is very similar to the example that we did at the very beginning of class yesterday. So I'm going to remind you that there is a rule for it, but unless you are a memorizer and you're going to memorize the rule, I would just work back through it. Do you remember how we split it up? Okay, so I would rewrite tan x as sine 2x over cosine 2x. Okay, and the reason why is because you're going to have quite a bit to memorize for your AP test. That's just not one that I would memorize. Okay, but you can if you want to. What would you choose as your U for that just to get you started? Cosine 2x, good. Okay? And then from there you would do your substitution. But if you're gonna use the rule today, then commit to memorizing it because you're not gonna know how to do it if you just look at your chart. Okay, turn the page please. The last one that I'm gonna do with you right now is going to be one of the ones that Yoel just kind of asked about. So his question was, are you going to have to know the difference between the long way and the short way? Okay, here's why the answer is yes. Take a look at number 13. Actually, 12 and 13. Okay, so look at what it says. Using the substitution, u is 2x plus 1. Okay, this integral is equivalent to which of the following? So notice they're not actually asking you to do the integral. They're asking you only to rewrite it and pick which one of those is the same. So this one is asking you to rewrite the integral in u stuff. Okay, and so if you only know the long way, you're not going to be able to do that. You have to do the shortcut on this one. Okay? So I'll do this one with you, but it's very similar to number 12. Or do y'all want to do 12? Doesn't matter to me.
This one.
You want to do 13? Okay. What would I pick as my U? Actually, and look, they told you. Just in case you didn't know, they already told you right there. So my U is going to be 2x plus 1. What does that make my du dx? Just a 2. Then I move my dx up, and I move my 2 down. So dx is du over 2. Okay, ready? We're going to rewrite our integral now. So it's going to be the integral of the square root of u, because notice my 2x plus 1 is now a u, and then my dx is now a du over 2. Now, do I have any x's left over in this one? Then you're ready to change your endpoints. So I'm going to rewrite this. If this 2 is here in the front, I know that it should be a 1/2. I know I have a square root u du. And then if you look at your answer choices, okay, answer choice B almost looks right. But what's the problem? They left the endpoints the same. This is wrong. You have to change the endpoints to be u endpoints. Do you remember that from yesterday? Okay, so if my upper endpoint, I'm going to put down here, change endpoints. Okay, my B was originally a 2. My A was originally a 0. So I'm going to plug both of those into my U. And if it's a 2x plus 1, that's a 2 times 2 plus 1, which is what? 5 on top. And then I'm plugging in 0 on bottom. That'd be 2 times 0 plus 1, which is 1. So the integral should have been 1/2 integral 1 to 5 square root u, which is which answer? C. Got it? Huh?
That one, or does it only allow you to use the shortcut to get the answer?
You would really have to do the shortcut to match it. Okay? Now, you could probably kind of reason through it and maybe get the right answer from guessing, But I would say just know how to do the shortcut. Okay, while you're thinking about it, why don't you do number 12? Okay? And I'll come bring you a sweet tart. Okay? A little sweet tart. Salama, this was for you. It is from Miss Seeker. Okay, and then if you finish this one, you're going to go back through just the first ones that we skipped. So 1, 3, I think 1, 2, 3, and then some off that next page. And remember, you're not actually doing the whole integral, you're only rewriting it on that one.
On number 12?
I'm sorry?
On number 12?
On 12, yeah. It just says which integral is equivalent. So you're only rewriting it. And then once you rewrite it, you'll look at your choices and see which one's the same. Thanks, sweetheart. Welcome. There you go. Nope, not one. You working up here? Yes. Huh? Okay, we're working, yes. Okay, after you finish, go back and do those first pages that we skipped. And then we will check them. You do rewrite that, so no use of on that one. There you go. You little sweeties.
Do we change the endpoints too?
Yes. When you switch it to use, that's when you change it. Just put use. Uh-huh.
I messed up.
Yes?
I got this.
What do you know?
Over here eventually. No?
So you're supposed to get the...
So you put the cross out that.
Jose, did I skip you over?
I know that's what they do. They get like so.
Oh, dude, I forgot to plug in my DX, dude. That's the dumbest thing you could do. Oh. Okay.
I hate the little petty stuff like look at your cat. I don't need it. Like how could I fall on my hair? But like look at the carrot, that's his favorite. I don't know. What a good one. You're harder now.
Okay, is this right now?
What'd you get, Marcel?
4x integral with the 10 one as at 1 to the e to u and the u.
So C.
That should be C.
No, but hold on. The 4x and the 8x have to cross out
Oh
with each
yeah, so
other.
I forgot to cross with x. So it's just 4.
4, yes. Okay. And so is that C? Okay, yeah, C's right. Okay, when you get it, you're going back and you're going to work on the ones that we skipped, okay? We didn't do any. Did we do one off the front? No, we did 2 and 4.
I'm having an 8 and 86 for the first time.
Oh yeah, we did do 2.
How do you know whether you're doing use of or not?
Okay. Hey, that was a really good question for your quiz tomorrow. How do you know if you're doing U sub or not? You know if you're doing U sub if taking a derivative you would have needed chain rule. Okay, so like for example, look at page 1, okay? Would I have needed chain rule to take the derivative of this? Then you don't need U sub when you do your antiderivative. What would you do for a derivative? You would rewrite it, right? Same thing here. Okay? There's no quotient rule and there's no product rule for antiderivatives. So So you have to rewrite it or do use sub. Those are your only two choices. You're so welcome. I appreciate you. Okay, Alexa.
It's called. I keep calling it so. It's so addicting. It's like I like spec.
What is it called?
My house told us. That's right. It's like Candy Crush, but like there's like a story behind it. Yeah, so you get to like renovate your house every time you win a level. It's like adding cabinets to your kitchen. It's really nice.
That sounds very fun. But you don't have to lie, but did you ever hear that? No. Good. Yes. Huh? You do. You can't shortcut. You'd have to split it up. Yes. Yep. Good job. Okay, you're doing the ones that we skipped. You're doing productive things. Everybody's doing productive things.
I went up to Raises, bro. I waited in line for an hour.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like, Rangers only knows how to cut like your hair, bro. You give them one person, they're done, bro.
They only cut like Mexican, like that.
There's only like three good. There's only like three good.
Okay, that was great. And I kept telling him.
It's a really fat one.
Yeah, he can cut.
I think his name is Adrian.
I don't know. I think there's a short one. There's a short one.
Yeah, the short one, and then you know Adrian? Adrian is like always booked. Like everyone gets him. He's like one of the.
There's one in the back. Does he have a big nose? Wow.
No, he's kind of
When
good.
we do like.
All the barbers, they don't tell me they know what they're doing, bro.
I know, yes, dude's right.
The guy with the handlebar mustache still there?
I don't know. I mean, it's always the one.
From 1 to 10.
Yeah, like his mustache like the Frank.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. He was like short.
Just do 8.
No, he's the best. He's probably one of the best.
Bro, the ones that like roast each other during your haircut, those are the worst ones, bro.
They roast you?
No, they roast like other boys, and then they roast like customers sometimes.
10, so
It's
then
funny.
I'll start with 10.
Those are always like they show how to do basic stuff.
Like they don't know how to cut like top hair. Like
Yeah, they're not good with like that.
they wouldn't be able to cut like your.
Exactly.
Literally don't. I should have my 5 lives. I really got I literally got that game from like I ran back from there. But we got this. Oh yeah.
It's loud and it's like.
Marcel, can you laugh, bro? Did you? I got fans out here, bro.
Like it doesn't even look good.
Yeah. What?
Never mind.
Actually, I have a
Yeah,
question.
you're right, bro. Elizabeth. Never mind.
I don't. Today, actually, I do, but it's that lady very trustable. I'm just
Are
covering.
you about to Brendan?
And I don't plan on talking
Who
to
is it,
them.
right? You're repping my shirt.
Liz, I'm confused on how to do this.
And then if I don't,
Oh wait, I know how to do this. Never mind.
If you have a shirt there,
Sure.
so you're doing the and your Play-Doh is
Marcel.
only during your
I haven't had a
Why are you wearing my jersey, bro? What do you mean?
jersey.
Okay.
I was on
Then yeah, you go ahead and start it, and then whatever you have left.
My name.
Yeah.
oh my gosh.
No. Rewrite. Yeah.
Like the
How do you rewrite it?
X to minus 2.
Oh
Yes, that's right.
So then once I do
No,
that,
I would rewrite it as -1 over X.
would that be my u then?
No U sub on that one. Because think about it, if you rewrite it, now it's not a U anymore. Now it's just normal. You're gonna add 1. Yes, and now it's simplified. Minus 1 over X. Yes. You know how to do it. It's not U sub. Just normal. So add 1.
I add one to this
I
negative.
got 22. And over negative. And at
Okay, now what I would do from here is make it -1 over. Yeah, so your coefficient in the front is a -1, and then since it's x to the -1, you just make it x to the 1 on the bottom.
So why does mine have x to the -1? Oh wait, I can
You get to add 1 to the -2, so now it's x to the -1 over, well, and over -1 and times 2, it doesn't matter. So the point is that it's negative x to the -1.
Oh, is that
so I could just put it on the side, like it'd be a negative. This is just a 1. It doesn't do anything.
Yes, exactly.
So is it?
So you make it -1 over x. Yes, that's right. Good job.
Oh, since the x is supposed to be on the bottom anyway.
Correct.
Now I can just do like a negative.
I got one wrong. I mean,
No natural law. You already did the n-type, you did the power rule, right? You added 1 and divided, so it's not a natural log. Wait. Smart, shady, her. Okay, ln of e crosses that to 1. Just think about ln of e, when they cross out, it's the exponent you put on each of these.
oh my god, I'm like at this point where I'm like going to like search Google like how do I see this?
Yeah. Okay, you have a little issue. This was a minus.
I can just like.
Okay, and then this is a minus. So then it's -1/2 minus -1, right? And so that's going to turn to a plus 1. Just like this one.
Okay.
So you'll do x squared over x and then 1 over x. Okay, Yoel, we're working. Okay, Alexa, we're not playing to build our new curtains or whatever it is. Okay, turn it to a plus. Yeah, put it all the way away so you don't even think about it. So you don't even want to have your new curtains in the fake paint. Okay, and so then yeah?
I actually did one more.
Oh, that's not right. It's close.
Wait, no, wait, that's not x.
You can just subtract it, so you get negative. And then I got
Are you talking about a number 3?
plus.
Okay.
It's a 1.
Alright, if you need help on number 3, look up, guys. Okay, the first step would have been to split. So it would have been the integral from 1 to e of x squared over x minus 1 over x. Now, you should notice that you don't need u sub on this. Okay, this is a split 'em up problem, so you're not going to need u sub. You're not going to change your endpoints. Okay, then I'm going to go one more time here and make it x minus 1 over x. Okay, because x squared over x is the same as x. Okay, what's the antiderivative of x? 1/2 x squared. What's the antiderivative of 1 over x? Minus ln absolute value x. Okay, then we're going to plug in e and we're going to plug in 1. Now, I'm going to do these down here below so I don't run out of room. Okay, so plugging in e, I'm going to have 1/2 e squared minus the ln of e. Okay, the ln of e is the exponent that you put on e to keep it an e. So it's 1. So that's going to be 1/2 e squared minus 1. Got it so far? 1/2 e squared minus 1. Okay, then when I'm plugging in 1, I have 1/2 of 1 squared minus the ln of 1. And ln of 1 is another one that you should know. What's the ln of 1? 0. So this is really just 1/2 of 1, which is just 1/2. Okay, now, what do you do with those values? You subtract. So it'll be 1/2 e squared minus 1 minus 1/2. So look at your answer choices. If it's minus 1 and then minus another 1/2, which of those is right? Which one? Bless you. Do you know? E. Okay, because look, it's minus 1 minus another half. That's minus 1 1/2 or 3/2. Okay? Okay? What'd y'all get for number 1 on the front?
C.
C, good. C, buen trabajo. Okay?
Oh, can I work it out, miss?
I wasn't going to work that one out, but I want you to work it out for me
I did it.
after. Good. Oh, look at you. Perfect. Okay, number 5. Anybody get there? Okay, it is, I think C is right. Let me look. That one is C, yep. Nope. Now, okay, why can you not split it up? You can only split up over a denominator. So if it's one thing in the top, you're not allowed to split that. Remember, what's the word? Common denominator that you're allowed to give them both. You can't give them a common numerator. That's not a thing. Okay? So that one should be C. Number 6, the answer should come out to be a third ln4. Does number 6 need U sub? Can I split that? No, that does need U sub. It does. Okay? Do we want to do 6 or y'all got it?
I think we've got it.
You think you got it? Okay. Number 7, anybody got it? Or y'all just still need more time to work?
We need more time.
Okay. All right. Okay, I'll give you like another 5 minutes, and then I want to do a couple more hard ones, and then you'll have the rest of class to work after that. Yes? Yeah. Okay, Brendan, we're working, right? Okay, you've had a lot of, okay. What? No. All the way away. You're fired. No. Taylor, you're gone. He's dead. He knows this. No. Okay, you're dead. Defeated. Okay, good. As it should be. Now you lose. And then, okay, fine.
I'm on it.
Okay, now it's away. Nobody knows where your phone is. Do your work.
How do you know when they like want you to get it?
Oh, text it.
How do I know when I'm on?
Okay, good question. If it has endpoints. So like see on these how you have numbers? Okay, then your answer is a number.
And then like this, I thought it would be like 1/3.
No, because when you add 1 to -2, you actually get -1.
Oh, that's me.
That's for derivatives. So remember, for so look, you have the integral of, I'll do this one with you. So it's x to the -2, right? So for an antiderivative, you add 1 and then divide. So if it, yes?
Oh, you want to finish?
Okay. So if it's x to the -2, then I have to add 1, so it'd be x to the what? And then I have to divide by -1, so I'm just going to put a -1 in the front. So far, so good? Okay. Then I'm going to put my brackets because I have numbers here and here. Then from there, I'm going to rewrite this one more time because I don't like x to the -1. So I'm going to make it -1 over x. Because remember, if it's x to the -1, that's x to the 1 on the bottom.
And then you plug in 2.
And then you plug in 2 and 1. So f to the 2 would be -1 over 2. F to the 1 would be -1 over 1. And then when you subtract, it's always top minus bottom. So it'd be -1/2 minus -1, which is going to switch that minus -1 to a +1. Make sense?
I also need help on number 7.
Number 7. Okay, what'd you pick as your U?
So my U, I got just Q2X.
Perfect. Okay, what's your DU then?
My DU was,
Okay, hold on. U is 2x. DU is what?
it's just 2.
2dx, okay. Then dx is du over 2, right? Okay, so let's do our rewrite. So it's 3 sine u, and then my dx is now a du over 2, right? Okay, what is my constant going to be in the front for that then?
It's just gonna be the 3.
And,
The 3 side.
Oh,
wait,
look
no,
right
the
here.
3 and 2. Okay, yeah.
so I can take the 3 over 2 out and just leave it as a fraction in the front. So it'd be 3 halves sine u du. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, and then from here you'll do your snow cone list. So it'll be snow cone, bottom 2 are negative. And then remember, when you're doing an integral, you're going up that list. So if I'm at sine and I want to go up, that puts me at
Negative cosine.
negative 3 halves cosine u plus c. And then remember, I have to switch my u then back to a what?
Back to
2x. So it'd be negative 3 halves cosine 2x. Oh yeah, y'all, there is a typo on 7. Answer A should be a plus C, but it isn't. Yes. Yeah, sure. Okay? Yes?
When do we do like the A?
When it has endpoints, so like these.
But if it's like this, you don't?
Correct. Because like what would your A and your B
Like
be?
every time there's endpoints,
You'll have to do f of b minus f of a.
like the light.
I'm joking, but
Like the problem is like
Are you meaning when do you change the endpoints? If it's u sub with endpoints. U sub is the one where you do u equals. What we've done just is
so like
that
so
one.
for all of it, it's always
Well, but like look at this first page. Did we do any u's on this first page? No, right? We did a
I know that I didn't know why I didn't know why.
The reason why is because if you took the derivative of that, you wouldn't have needed chain f. So here's the thing. U sub is like the integral version of chain f. So if it's not a function, I know it's like pretty gross, but if it's not a chain rule for like a function in another function, you don't need U sub. Just like you wouldn't need chain rule for a derivative.
Do I do this right?
You'll split that one just like we did. So do you want, we did that one up here? Okay, yeah, but you split it up, yes. Okay. Did you want me to help you on number 6? Have you already started it? Okay, so do your U stuff and then I'll pick up with you for this, yes? Just the middle part.
So I got all the way to here.
you took a nap.
I don't know.
That's your problem, your upper endpoint should be 4.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, I see your problem. Okay, so your u is the middle part, right? So it's 3x minus 2. So then that makes your du is 3 dx, right? So then your dx is du over 3. Okay, so then when I rewrite, it's 1 over u du. Okay, and then you have to change, oh wait, hold on, du over 3. So can I just put the 1/3 in the front? Are we fine with that? Okay, so the 3 on the bottom becomes a 1/3 in the front. Okay, then from there, when you change your endpoints, this was a 2. 3 times 2 is 6, minus 2 is 4. Okay, and then the bottom one is 1. Okay, antiderivative of 1 over u is ln u. But then you're plugging in 4 and 1 to that. Oh, and the 1/3, thank you. Okay, but do you see what I'm saying, Jessica? Like, you don't go back to x's, that's the whole point of the shortcut. Now, if you are going to go back to the x's, you have to use the original endpoints, the 1 and the 2.
That's a long.
Yes, that's the long version. And I would just do the shortcut every time. So then from there, this would be a 3rd ln 4. This would be a 3rd ln 1. But then what's the ln of 1? 0. So this one basically crosses out. So then it'd be a 3rd ln 4 minus 0, which is just a 3rd ln 4. Make sense? Yes? Number 5 is C, yes. Okay, alright, real quick, we're going to run through a couple of these next ones. Turn to number 15. We're going to just do 15 and 16 and then we'll take a break because we'll probably be out of time. Okay, so look at number 15. This is the definition of fundamental theorem. Okay, so it says capital F's derivative is little f. We already know that. Then it says find the integral from a to b of f of x dx. Okay, automatically you should know the answer to that. What is the antiderivative of little f? Big F. And then what would I do with big F? I would plug in b, then I would plug in a, and then what would I do with these two guys? Subtract. So your answer should be f of b minus f of a, right? What answer is correct? D. Okay, easy, right? Okay, now look down at number 16. This is the one that I really wanted to do, but you have to know 15 to do 16. Okay, instead of giving you the integral of f of x, they give you the integral of f of 2x. Now, if I asked you to take the derivative of that, would you have needed chain rule? Yeah, what would you have to times by after you do the derivative of f? 2, because it's the middle, right? So that means if you need chain rule, you need u sub. So what will I choose as my u for number 16? Okay, good. Okay, so my u is going to be 2x. What does that make my du dx? Just a 2, which means that my dx will move up and my 2 will move down. That part you should be fine with. So my integral now is f of u and then du over 2. So far so good? Okay, where is my over 2 going to move to? Outside. So now it's a 1/2 integral f of u du. What do I do next?
Change the endpoint.
Change the endpoints, correct. So my upper endpoint used to be a 3. Now I plug it into 2x. What's my new upper endpoint now? 6. My lower endpoint used to be a 1. What's my lower endpoint now plugged into 2x? 2. What is the antiderivative of little f of u? No, so remember, if it's a little f, what's the antiderivative? Big F of u. Now, I'm going to go ahead and pull the 1/2 in. Okay, so it's capital F of u. And then I would plug in capital F of 6 and capital F of 2. And so I'd get a 1/2 capital F of 6 and a 1/2 capital F of 2. Then what do I do with those endpoints? Subtract them. Which one's correct? E. Now, notice that B is very close to right. What's the only mistake they made on B? They used the original endpoints, and that's wrong. Okay? So after you find these two, then you would subtract them. That's your fundamental theorem. Okay? Alright, y'all have about a minute. Okay, we will work on this more next week, so don't go home and do it all. Your homeworks for tomorrow are 6 and 7, but then since I'm not here, really it's Monday. But I wouldn't not do them and then fail your quiz. So do as much of it as you can. You'll turn it in Monday. Your quiz is tomorrow, and it'll be open notes and you'll have a partner.
I'll be here in the afternoon, but I just won't be here till around. Huh? 4 to 3. No, I'm only taking a half a day. Because I think his other surgery might have is if they have to do a bone graft, then they'll miss. Versus if they can use like shell or sound stroke, then I'll just have to miss one day. Like from like donors versus having to cut his own liver. Yeah, did you ever do USAP?
I was gonna ask for that too.
Yeah, you should have done USAP. Yeah.
Not really.
Yes.
Can I turned to the desk,
And then if you will just put your phone in my desk, then I'll let you test in here so that you don't have to go next door.